I want to talk about the trailer, man. I want to watch the trailer. I want to talk about the trailer. I want to talk about the different tanks. You know, I want to talk about Warrior, Gunbreaker, Dark Knight, Paladin. All right, so here's some things that I noticed, okay? All right, first off, boom, right off the bat. He used Infuriate. Okay, so we don't know if this is out of combat or not. Great! So he could have hit the striking dummy and then went out. Now me, I hope that it's not out of combat. I don't want to be able to use Infuriate out of combat, okay? The reason why is because if you do, then you're going to run into a 50-second pull macro again. That's the first thing we noticed. Infuriate without being in combat, or maybe he hit the dummy and he is in combat, you know? Either way. All right, so this gap closer here. So that's obviously Onslaught, and it doesn't take any gauge. Okay, so they've said that they've removed the cost of Upheaval and Onslaught, so it doesn't take any gauge. Onslaught apparently has 3 charges. I was hoping they would not go in this direction because I don't want to spam this ability. I really don't want to spam this ability, so I hope that it doesn't do damage. If it does damage, then yeah, I guess we're fucking spamming it. All right, so that's Overpower into Mithril Tempest. Okay, now Overpower into Mithril Tempest gives you Storm's Eye. Now, in this trailer, they do not show the animation of Storm's Eye. We can assume that it's there. It's probably a safe bet that it's there, but I still think that they should have showed it. It's an important ability, and the fact that your AoE can give you Storm's Eye gives you a little bit more wiggle room in your opener. I feel like they should have done the animation of Storm's Eye. They should have showed you, should have confirmed that it's in the game. Okay, so that's another Onslaught charge. All right, now this is Chaotic Cyclone, or whatever that fucking move's called. Same shit as now. Heavy Swing into this right here. This right here. This is Heavy Swing. And that stupid fucking punch that everyone's probably going to love that looks goofy as shit. Now, this is either one of two things. It's either Upheaval or it's an upgraded Upheaval. One or the other. Here is an important thing to note. It does not cost, whatever this is, costs no rage. Basically, you're spamming Upheaval. You don't have to really worry about Inner Release, so that makes me think that Inner Release is now changed. We'll get to that in a second. Upheaval looks to be still off GCD. Whatever that move is, it's either Upheaval or upgraded Upheaval. If it's an upgraded Upheaval, I feel like they still should have showed Upheaval. But see, this is why that they should show every ability, because we don't know if it's upgraded or if it's just a different animation of Upheaval. Either way, it doesn't take any rage, so you just use it when it's on cooldown. I'm not really a fan of this. I think it looks goofy. I just think the axe disappearing and those stupid punch wailing around is just fucking stupid, but that's just me. I much preferred the uppercut. Okay, so this right here, I believe that is Nascent Flash. And the reason why I believe it's Nascent Flash is because of these orbs right here. These orbs are the same. So I think it's just an animation change. This looks really cool. We don't know exactly what this does. I assume that it's Nascent Flash. They mentioned Nascent Flash, so I'm going to assume that it is. The new animation looks cool. So Maim still gives you 10. He's going to do Storm's Path. This is Storm's Path here. Still gives you 20. That's Decimate. Still takes 50. This is Infuriate, still gives you 50. That's the last charge of Onslaught, which is free, doesn't cost any gauge. That's Inner Chaos, still takes 50. We don't know if you can keybind Inner Chaos or not. I really hope that you're able to keybind Inner Chaos. I really do, because right now Inner Chaos is extremely clunky and it needs to be changed. You need to be able to use Infuriate underneath Inner Release. However, if Inner Release doesn't work the same now, which we'll get to that in a second, then it might be different. So there's a couple other options here. Option 1, it still works the same and it's fucking miserable. Option 2, you can keybind Inner Chaos, so that way you can use Infuriate under Inner Release and everything's fine, which is the best option. Option 3 is Inner Release only affects your Fel Cleaves and doesn't actually give you auto crit direct hit. It only gives you auto crit direct hit on certain abilities, not also auto attacks. The way that Inner Release works, we really can't tell besides you get 3 Fel Cleaves. So Inner Release is now on 60 seconds, which is fucking amazing. It's fucking awesome. So I'm really glad they made that change. That is a huge change for Warrior. That's really good. Inner Chaos, so far it appears to function the same. And then this is Inner Release. Let's see, 1 Fel Cleave, 2 Fel Cleave, 3 Fel Cleave, and then the, what is this? The Moon Cleave, the Fall Cleave. What I suspect is that when you use Inner Release, it turns on the Moon Cleave, or Fall Cleave, whatever. That's what I think. So I think when you use inner release, fall cleave becomes active because it obviously doesn't cost any gauge to use. Basically, inner release changed from 90 seconds, 5 fell cleaves, to 60 seconds with 3 fell cleaves and a fall cleave. That's what I think. Yes, the eyes stop glowing. The warrior does not have inner release during... After this, it's off. Right here, he no longer has inner release. The warrior is no longer affected by inner release, which leads me to believe that inner release is no longer a duration. It's a number of charges or stacks. I think maybe you get the buff for like, I don't know, 10 seconds, and then you get 3 charges under that buff. And right when the last charge is used, the buff goes away. It means OGCD won't crit anymore. Well, it might do more damage too, but it also doesn't cost any beast gauge anymore, so it's good. I think the opener is going to be literally the same. I don't think Warrior is going to change at all. DPS-wise, I don't think Warrior is going to be very much different. The only difference is instead of during inner release every 90 seconds, you're going to do it 60, and you're going to do 3 fell cleaves instead of 5. And, well, actually, you're going to do 4 if you include the fall cleave. What do I think about these changes overall? I think that all of the changes so far are awesome based on the job trailer. Obviously, this is, I mean, this isn't like too much to go off of, but I feel like it's enough to go off of that you can make an opinion. I think Warrior is going to be pretty easy to play. It's going to be really amazing for prog, and its burst windows are going to be nice. Yeah, so Upheaval not using gauge, that is because people don't know how to use Upheaval correctly. So honestly, man, that's pretty much all I got to say about Warrior. Warrior looks short and sweet, dude. Is it as in-depth as I want it to be? No. Is it safe? Yes. Is it enough changes to make it interesting? Barely, but it's there. The biggest and best thing, in my opinion, is 60-second IR. I fucking love that. So anyway, man, let's watch it one more time, dude. He used Infuriate into Onslaught, into Overpower. Mithril Tempest gains 20 gauge, uses another Onslaught charge, uses Chaotic Cyclone. Heavy Swing into what we believe is an Upheaval or a new Upheaval. Maim into Nascent Flash, what we believe is Nascent Flash, into Storm's Path, into Decimate. And then this is going to be another Infuriate with an Onslaught into Inner Chaos and then Inner Release. Then he's going to do 3 fell cleaves. And when he uses inner release, he's going to proc the fall cleave, which is at the very end. So boom, easy game. That's Warrior.